Welcome, all you beautiful souls, to your weekly energy update. And this is for October 16th through October 23rd. Of course, these are timeless too. So whenever you come across these, if your intuition brought you here, I'd still watch the video because obviously it brought you here for a reason, right? But if you are watching this during that period, woohoo! October 18th, Mercury is officially out of its post shadow and direct and moving forward. So we should see some more fluidity in our communication and also in our electronics and different things like that. So we had a wonderful journey through that, but we're ready for it to be going forward for sure. Now, Pluto is still in its post shadow. So we have that death and rebirth and transformational energy still going on that we're reflecting on what we learned during the Pluto period. If you want to check out a video from a couple weeks ago that actually had to do with what we learned during the Pluto retrograde. And then Saturn is now going to be going out of its retrograde into its post shadow on October 23rd. So if you aren't familiar with those words, before a planet goes retrograde, where Earth, kind of moves where it appears, a planet is going in reverse, it goes into a pre-shadow period where it starts to slow and it starts to head towards moving backwards in degrees in comparison to Earth. And then it goes into its retrograde where it's really the strong energy of it. You start to feel it in the pre-shadow, but the retrograde is when the energy is the strongest, turning us inward with whatever planet it is to reflect on things. And then when it starts to slow the backward move and start headed back to where it's going to go direct, that's called the post-shadow period. And that's the period where we do the reflection on what we learned as we went through the retrograde for that planet. So Saturn, of course, is all about challenging our beliefs about life, and it kind of rattles our cage and, what's going on? What is this? Does this belief really fit in anymore for you? And that type of thing. So we've got both Pluto and Saturn, death and rebirth, and challenging our beliefs, all in post-shadow, all in this reflective period that starts up. So it's kind of like, questioning huge beliefs in our lives during this period. Our cage was rattled during the Pluto and Saturn retrogrades, and now we're reflecting on, okay, what was rattled and what are we going to do with that information? It's like, is the world ready for unorganized religion? Is it shaking it up? Are we ready to return where unconditional love is our core belief instead of all the rules and everything that we put around love? So a very beautiful reflection period. So for this video, we're going to be asking Creator and Spirit, what inner revelation did Saturn shake out of its retrograde? And then also Saturn is great because it not only is a taskmaster. If you do the work and question your beliefs and the old ways of doing things, there's also a reward that comes with it. So in addition to what inner revelation did it shake out, we're also going to ask what reward is coming. So we'll see what Spirit has to say. Of course, we are going to pull cards for each individual zodiac sign, and we're going to start into yours right now. All right, Libras, this is your weekly energy update, and we're going to start off by using a card or pulling cards from this Into the Lonely Woods deck. Any of the cards I use in a reading, I do list in the description box below, so if any of them catch your eye and you want them for yourself, you know where you can pick those up. All right. And we're going to use this deck just to look and see what area, of our lives that inner revelation is coming from that Saturn retrograde. All right, there we go. So for all our Libras, what would you like them to know? All right, actually, they do want that one right there. And you've got, and yet the path grows lighter. Card number 3. Wonderful. We're going to put that down here. Just put that there, and let's see what message comes in for that for you. And it says, at this time, you have company wise company who shares with you that the lightness of life is worth bringing back, that the heaviness you have cast away has led you to find the most elusive treasures. About you, the world is awakening, and it will be as if you are the first to see its beauty. Drink it in as the hummingbird sips up the nectar. Develop a taste for the sweetness of life and know that you have traveled far in this life and will travel farther still. You have the energy, the stamina, and the skill to do this. You will receive blessings along the untraveled road you now follow. Your path is sweet for now. Enjoy every drop of nectar along the way. Love it. So I really feel like, Libra, you're all about the balancing. So you had this time where you felt the weight of the world, and it felt so heavy. And a lot of them were the beliefs that you had around the world and what things meant and supposed to be and should be. Is just a lot of this heavy. It's like you were carrying a big rucksack on your back full of rocks. And I feel like the Saturn retrograde really shook things up, and it made you take down that, knapsack and start taking out each rock and going, and you've been throwing them, where your life has been coming lighter and lighter and lighter, and it will continue to do so, because I feel like you're in the process of still doing that. We'll also pull a card here from the Oracle of the Unicorns to see what they want to add into that. So what else for our Libras, please? Okay, I do want the top one here. And you've got anger. And that says, safely express your anger. Use anger as a positive force. Honor all of your emotions as sacred. All right, perfect. So we'll see what else they want to add into that here for you, but I see where they're going here. And it says, you may feel angry at yourself, another person, or with a situation in your life, but feel it is somehow unspiritual to express your rage. This fire unicorn is charging in to assure you that anger is not a negative energy. It has as much purpose and value as kindness or love. Feeling or expressing anger is not unspiritual. It is sacred to honor your emotions, and anger can be the fire you need to pull you out of a swamp of lethargy, hopelessness, or doubt. Anger can be the force that helps you overcome fear and take action. It can be the surge of power you need to finally set a boundary and say no to someone or something that is disempowering you. Anger can also be the key to unlocking deeper fears and being free of the wounds that lie beneath them. Anger is only dangerous when you repress or deny it. Just like a volcanic lava flow, if it builds up, it can be a destructive force when it finally erupts. This fire unicorn wants you to acknowledge your anger. Get to the heart of what is upsetting you and let yourself be angry. Feel it and revel in its messy beauty. Dance, stomp, and roar from your anger. Pummel the cushions, scream out all of your fury. Give yourself permission to fully feel, unleash, and release your anger. So long as you are not misdirecting your anger at anyone else, it can be empowering. Use it to fill yourself with life force and to move forward out of denial and repression. There is wildness and beauty in your anger, and it can be such a gift when you see it as sacred. I love that. So, what I saw when I was reading that is that big bag of rucksack of those boulders were these emotions that you felt were wrong and that you weren't supposed to express them, and so you kept on putting them in the rucksack. And as you're going through this rucksack and you're facing these emotions and you're understanding why you felt what you did, you're kind of allowing yourself to flow through the emotion, and then you throw the rock away because it's done its job. And they're basically, you're learning through this process that you don't have to repress your feelings. You can feel them as you are experiencing them in that moment. It's not suppressing them and pushing them down for later. And I love that no emotion is wrong. They're just different. They just feel different. Each moment is either an emotion of unconditional love connected to the higher realms, or of the fear of losing conditional love in the human opinion world. And so they're not wrong, they're just different. And we come down here to experience all of those other emotions so that we experience the opposites of what we have back home. So in experiencing sadness, we understand what happiness is. Experiencing conditional love, we understand more what unconditional love is. And so there's this great freedom that comes with experiencing those. And like I said, we don't, flow through the emotions and take it out on someone else, but it is sitting with emotions and understanding it. And, with anger is just a fear being expressed. It's the fight in fight or flight mode that our body goes into when it feels unsafe or it feels out of control. So when we are calmed down and we can sit and look at the emotion, we can understand, okay, what is it? What am I fearing in this? And this is kind of like why it gets lighter and lighter, because you understand that your emotions sit in your hands. We're going to see what else they want to add into here too. I don't want to get too far ahead. Let's pull from the Tarot of Dragons, the fire-breathing dragon, kin to the fire-breathing unicorn. And we'll see what else they want you to know, and then we'll pull you a fortune cookie too. Okay, one more time. All right. So what else for our Libras, please? What else would you like them to know? Okay. Sorry, they do want these right here. They want this one, but they want these first. Yep, and those are your cards. Okay. Very particular, as always, which we love that because they want to give us specific messages. So we'll put these here. And we'll start with this one. And so you do have the Two of Pentacles, balance of your outside world. So definitely confirmation of what we were talking about here, and very much your energy. So nothing to be afraid of there. It is a wonderful balancing of things in the outside world, knowing that each moment is either of unconditional love or of the fear of losing conditional love. And it's the cycle we go back and forth. You can even see here that there's an infinity symbol around those, which shows that it cycles and that it's okay. It's meant to cycle, like the ebb and flow of the tides of, on the earth. How boring it would be if we, had just one tide that is out, never comes back in, or a tide comes in and never goes back out. It's the waves coming in. And that's what brings us beautiful, beautiful music of the waves that are so calming when you're around them, even though it's crashing, right? So I do love this energy coming in. And you do have the Hanged Dragon. I love how they have that little animal playing with him. But this is about seeing things from that higher perspective, seeing things differently. And I feel like what you're seeing differently here is that no emotion is wrong, that we come here to experience of all of these. And if you, we're taught that, that's a bad emotion. You're not supposed to feel that. That's why we stick it in the rucksack, right? But this beautiful new perspective you're seeing is that your shadow, like this could be your shadow horse, right? Your shadow side is not evil. it's actually a part of us. It's our tour guide that takes us through this giant amusement park of fear rides. And we don't need to destroy it. Sometimes our spirituality will tell us, well, you got to destroy the shadow, destroy the ego. But what we do is our higher self, our spiritual self, is what fulfills the, angry shadow side, or whatever the shadow side is hungering for, because at its root, what it's hungering for is the unconditional love that our higher self brings, because it's made of unconditional love. So it bonds and fulfills, and they walk hand in hand, shadow and spirit, in a whole new type of journey. So this could be like your shadow and your spirit. The hummingbird's like your spirit side. Beautiful, beautiful journey that we can head off on. And then you have the Two of Cups, which the Two of Cups says every moment is an emotional choice between unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional love. So this two journey is really coming in clear here. And of course, you're used to that being two sides of the scale, one being the human, one being the spiritual. Spirit did have me start a free YouTube series. I have a playlist called U times 2. It'll be listed in the description box of this video below, and also at the end of the video, it'll appear in one of these corners, a link to the playlist. But it's all about discovering the two of us that are living this human experience, the character that we're playing down here, and the actor behind the character, that powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that's made of unconditional love. So if it resonates with you, check that out, because this is really the twos and the twos, and all this about the two different emotions and embracing them is so key with that. And then you have the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands is your drive, your ambition, your inspiration, your passion, your overall energy. And this does mean a lot of energy coming in. You can see it coming in from all sides here. And this is the return of the energy, because it takes a lot of energy to maintain suppressed emotions, because it's like a force field. You have to keep it down. It's like trying to keep something in the cellar that keeps on trying to bust out of that. It takes a lot of energy. But once you open it up and you allow yourself to become friends with it, then all that energy that you're investing comes back to you. So you do have a big influx of energy that comes from this. And this also represents spiritual energy, and all those things coming towards you are messages from spirit as well. So keep an eye out this week for synchronicities, for answers, and for communications and signs, but you'll be getting them all over the place, from the outside world, from emotional messages, mental messages, just dropping into your head. So if you pay attention to that, you will recognize and see those coming in. Then you have the Queen of Pentacles. It is a time for Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, really nurturing yourself, spending this time understanding and reflecting, especially with this kind of cocoon hanging here with that Hanged Man. It is time for having a pause in your life and giving you this attention, because it does help you with like a rebirth. It helps you feel this just security and this completeness in the outside world as you embrace these emotions and see that power of choice that you have within each moment. It really makes you feel this wonderful security. And then you have the Eight of Swords. So yeah, these are all the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets that you are ready to realize that it's your own thoughts and your own beliefs that have, made you feel blinded and bound and trapped. And you have two eights here, which eights are about ready to move up to another level. And this is ready to move up another level in your thoughts, and this is ready to move up to another level in your energies. So as you work through these emotional conflicts that you realize, like, why are we fighting? Let's embrace instead. That's what happens with your shadow side and your spiritual higher self. You are bonding and accepting, and not feeling like a piece of you is something that should be ashamed of and pushed down. It's something to be celebrated and to join together with. So I love this energy that's coming in with this beautiful balancing energy. And then your final card we're going to pull here is from your fortune cookie here. So we'll see what the final message that Creator and Spirit have for all you Libras. So what is your final message for Libras, please? What's your final message for Libras? Okay, it's this one right here on the very top. There it goes. And you've got your sexuality. And that says, existing relationships could find a new passion and heightened sexual attraction. Opportunities for marriage and good family life are strong, but if you're single, be aware of temptation that could lead to trouble. A child will also bring great joy. And I love that this card came up because, especially in the United States, when you see that word, it's like, oh, shh, quiet. That's something that should be kept quiet and secret, not talked about. A lot of that is what happens. And I feel like all that energy, all this is just pointing to the emotions, right? It's like you're working through what these things that you feel are binding you, these thoughts and beliefs and expectations, the supposed to, the shoulds, the need tos, the have tos, and these emotions that you're not supposed to feel and talk about, and they're supposed to be repressed, they're supposed to be pushed down. And this is about embracing all sides of yourself. And sexuality is such like an in-your-face kind of message that they are wanting to bring that in here regarding those. So I do love that, because it's like, whenever I get one of those messages, I get a little, my heart goes, oh my gosh, we're not supposed to talk about that stuff. And I'm like, who says? That's one of the old, these things that are so common, it's shameful. And we're supposed to be ashamed of these darker emotions and those that are related, they're not the happy emotions that we're supposed to talk about. And suppressing them. So I love that they reaffirm that for us in the final message there in this very unique way. I love it. All right. Well, Libras, if you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and get notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up by clicking the like button, and then by clicking the subscribe button, you're also given access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, there's actually an all option. If you select it, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on my channel. And you'll also be notified when I go live providing free readings. I know I've started going live every day on YouTube providing free readings. Sunday through Fridays, I go on at 7 p.m. Mountain Time in the evening. Saturdays, I do push it back an hour to 8 p.m. because also on Saturdays, I go live at 5 p.m. on Instagram to provide free readings. And then on Friday and Saturday mornings, 11 a.m. Mountain, and Sundays at 10 a.m. Mountain. So if you haven't stopped by to say hello, I'd love for you to stop by and check it out. Also, doing those things that I mentioned helps spread the Zen love, and it does help my channel grow in significant ways. Because when you like or share one of my videos, comment on one of my videos, and subscribe to my channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so giddy happy, wants to automatically share my videos with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, please know I am very, very grateful. These are also our general readings, and if you're looking for even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box of this video below. All right, Libras, as you go throughout this week, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and Father of all things, our Creator, and of course, I love you too. Have an amazing week. We'll be talking soon, but in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.